Hello everyone, this is Jack Frost with your daily update for the Ethereum Technicals and Solana for August 14th, 2024. Today I am updating the weekly charts, and on the Ethereum weekly chart, price has consolidated overall within resistance at 4130 and resistance support around 2800. Currently that is resistance as price has broken below with this long bullish lower wick on this bearish candlestick. This incomplete bullish candlestick just here, finding resistance at 2800 for the very short term. At the weekly time frame, volume supports downwards movement with strongest volume on the bearish candlesticks and a very sharp push on this most recent completed weekly candlestick. This suggests that this low may be in place, as I have mentioned in previous videos on the daily time frame, though as I've also previously mentioned, we will have to wait for bullish or bearish confirmation to confirm whether this low may be sustained at this time frame. ADX now increases with a bearish trend that is in its early stages and not yet in danger of ending, expecting price to continue lower. RSI is neutral and declining, having entered overbought where price previously found resistance at 4130. Money flow neutral and declining, also having reached overbought as price found resistance previously. Both RSI and money flow have a bit of room to move before they may enter oversold, and additionally neither exhibit divergence at this time frame. ATR steadily increasing as price increased overall, declining as price moves sideways and lower, giving a bullish outlook for volatility at this time frame. And as this trend indicated by ADX is not yet extreme, while RSI and money flow are both neutral, it expects price to continue lower to where ADX may reach extreme or very extreme conditions. RSI and money flow may enter oversold and or exhibit some divergence before the trend may be in danger of ending. Though, as I have previously mentioned, it is possible that this trend may end before ADX reaches extreme, with the most recent low remaining sustained for the short to mid-term. And on the daily chart, we can see more detail for price's decline after finding resistance at 3890 just here. For the very short term, finding support at 2400 with this bearish candlestick here, a bullish engulfing pattern here as price moves up, finding resistance for the very short term at 2720. Volume overall supports downwards movement with the strongest volume on these bearish candlesticks and a push on this last low just here, which may be sustained as I have previously mentioned. ADX increasing with an extreme bearish trend, on balance volume continuing within a range currently giving no signal. RSI neutral and increasing, having entered oversold where price found support with its previous low at 2400. Money flow neutral and increasing, both RSI and money flow have a little bit of room to move before they may enter oversold and quite a bit before they may enter overbought. Additionally, neither exhibit divergence at the daily time frame either. As ATR has increased as price has declined and consolidated at this time frame, it gives a bearish outlook for volatility. And with this extreme trend indicated by ADX, it is possible that the bearish trend ends at some point soon, particularly with the recent strength and upwards movement and the spike from volume at the last low. And as I have previously mentioned with the model of RSI and ADX in the previous video for August 13th, there is a recurring pattern where RSI enters overbought or oversold, the trend from ADX reaches extreme, and then ADX declines, showing no clear trend, which may happen at this point, though we will have to wait as price unfolds to see whether this trend could continue to where ADX may reach very extreme conditions. RSI may enter oversold again, money flow may enter oversold, and both RSI and money flow may exhibit some divergence. On the weekly time frame for Solana, this wave count seeing primary wave 4 a complete double combination, complete at this last low here, finding support at the Elliott channel, with price now expected to continue upwards for primary wave 5 and the end of cycle wave 3. This Elliott channel drawn around the primary degree movements using Elliott's first technique from the end of primary wave 1 to the end of primary wave 3 with a copy on the end of primary wave 2. Primary wave 4 has found support at the lower edge quite well, and price is now expected to increase, with cycle wave 3 having a target calculated at 2887, which is the 11.09 extreme Fibonacci ratio of cycle wave 1. If primary wave 4 does continue any lower, it cannot move into primary wave 1 price territory at 26.4105. This low with the end of primary wave 4 on the weekly chart. Is this low on the daily chart? We can see more detail for the downwards movement labeled primary wave 4, an Elliott channel drawn around the intermediate degree movements from the beginning of intermediate wave W to the end of intermediate wave X with a copy on the end of intermediate wave W. The end of intermediate wave Y has fallen just short of support at the lower edge of the channel, and as price continues upwards, it has found resistance here. A full break above this channel with a full green candlestick above and not touching would support this wave count, seeing upwards movement to continue. And within primary wave 5, any second wave corrective movement cannot move below its star at 111.4255. This daily alternate chart sees primary wave 4 an incomplete double combination currently within intermediate wave Y and within that minor wave C. Within minor wave C, minute wave 3 moves price lower. It can only subdivide as an impulse, and as minor wave C and intermediate wave Y move lower, we have a target range calculator between 95 and 84. 95.3167 is the 1.618 Fibonacci ratio of minor wave A, which is the target for minor wave C. And below that, 84.7439 is the 1.618 Fibonacci ratio of intermediate wave W, which is the target for intermediate wave Y. Please note that these are the logarithmic Fibonacci ratios, as all these charts are on a semi-log scale. And this target range gives a broad idea for where these waves may be labeled complete as they move lower. If minute wave 2 continues any higher, it may find resistance at the upper edge of this best fit channel drawn around the intermediate degree movements within primary wave 4. And if it continues above that, it cannot move above the start of minute wave 1 at 193.6182. As primary wave 4 continues lower, it cannot move into primary wave 1 price territory at 26.4105. On the technical weekly chart for Solana, price has consolidated within resistance at 210 and support between 127 and 118 for the very short term, declining past resistance at 190 and finding resistance support around 157 for the very short term. Volume overall supports upwards movement at this time frame with strongest volume on these bullish candlesticks, though some strength on the bearish candlestick sees a little bit of strength for downwards movement at this time frame, though the volume profile is bullish at this time. ATR increasing along with price declining as price consolidates and declines at this time, giving a bullish outlook for volatility. And as ADX declines at the weekly time frame, we use the model of stochastics and support and resistance, though at this point we use the daily time frame for short-term price fluctuations, though stochastics for the weekly chart is neutral and increasing. On the daily time frame for Solana's technicals, price has declined after finding resistance at 190, this bearish engulfing pattern, finding support at 127 with this piercing pattern, and price now increasing, finding resistance around 157. Volume is overall strongest on these bullish candlesticks, giving support for upwards movement, though there is quite a bit of strength on these bearish candlesticks, seeing some strength for downwards movement at this time frame. ADX continues to increase with a bearish trend that is not extreme and not yet in danger of ending. RSI is neutral. Money flow also neutral. Both RSI and money flow have some room to move before they may enter overbought or oversold, and additionally neither exhibit divergence. ATR steadily increasing as price declines at this time frame, giving a bearish outlook for volatility for the daily time frame. And with this trend indicated by ADX as it is not yet extreme, and RSI and money flow are both neutral, neither exhibiting divergence, it expects price to overall continue lower to where ADX may reach extreme or very extreme conditions, while RSI and money flow may enter oversold and or exhibit some divergence. Please note that this supports the alternate Elliott Wave count at this time frame. That's all for me with your daily update for Solana and the Ethereum Technicals. As always, if you want the Ethereum Elliott Wave count, you can sign up for that at pureelliottwave.com using the link in the description below. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a good day.